Hello audience, this is Krishna Pandey. I am here to discuss about the Uniform Civil Code. As an Indian citizen, it is very important or very useful to understanding about the Uniform Civil Code because the UCC, the current scenario is very prestigious at that time, at that moment because around our the environment, or you can say entire of the India, the UCC is very uh, use is very famous at that time. So let's start. Uh, we are start our topic step to step. Initially, we are discuss about the background of this UCC. Means what is UCC? What is the Constitutional Assembly debate for the UCC? Why UCC is not introduced by our Indian Constitution, and why it is the part of DPSP? It is not a fundamental rights like this. The Constitutional Assembly debate for the UCC, and second is the some topics which are favor to the UCC, and some points which are against to the UCC. Okay, you know. Initially, we are going to the definition, or what is the UCC, Uniform Civil Code. Actually, our Indian judiciary system. There are two system of the judiciary. Uh, First is criminal code and civil code. The criminal code of our India is uniformly distributed. Means the uniform criminal code is established in India. Okay, means the IPC, CRPC, in Indian Evidence Act, Indian Criminal Act, like all the law which are belongs to the criminal code, all are equally mandated for every person. Okay, this is the uniform criminal code. But in the case of civil code, okay, it is not important that it is uniformly distributed for every person, because I share some code which are belongs to the civil, like the succession, uh, uh, divorce, marriage, and adoption. These are the basic pillar of the civil code. Okay, so you know, as a ethnic diversity, as a cultural relativism, as a multiple dimensional uh, relativism of India makes India as a very prestigious, because it is not possible to make India as a single religions. The religious harmony in also be there. The different type of religions, different type of caste, different types of the culture are also established in India. So it is very important that why our Constitutional Assembly not implemented the UCC uh, as at that time. Okay, did the 1950. Okay, why the Uniform Civil Code, the Article 44 is very famous at that time, means 2023, after the 7 decade of the independence. Okay, uh, look, uh, learn about the situation of uh, the tenure of 1947 to 1950. Okay, it is impossible to implement of UCC at the ground level, because India, I already mentioned that India has a uh, greater diversity of every dimension. Means the cultural diversity, the ethnic diversity, the linguistic diversity, like this and so on. Okay, this is the debate of the Constitutional Assembly. Okay, and second point is that the UCC is mentioned on Article 44. Article 44 is uh, under the 35 to 51. Okay, this is the part of DPSP, Directive Principle of the State Policy. Why it is mentioned on that? It is not a part of our DPSP part third. It is part of part fourth of Indian Constitution. So this is clear, na? I already mentioned that the cultural relativism or the diversification of the Indian culture is makes the uniform civil code very different in our Indian constitution. Okay, so our second point is why it is useful for that time. You know, 2018 21st Law Commission. The commissioner of 21st Law Commission is Justice B.S. Chauhan. Okay, according to them, the UCC is not essential and not utilized because they Justice B.S. Chauhan uh, has some their own opinion about that. But after the 2023, the 22nd Law Commission is established by the Modi government, and Rituraj Avasti are the chairman of this commission, 22nd Commission. Rituraj Avasti. They are uh, they are they give some basic opinion of, or you can say the personal opinion of every person, means the scenario of the UCC they are take under the public domain, the Mr. Rituraj Avasti. Okay, so this is the current scenario for that. So now our topic, which some points which are the favor to the UCC, Uniform Civil Code. Okay, now mm, in our India, Article 25, Article 26, and Article 29 means the religious independency, right to cultural autonomy. Article 29 like this. All the fundamental rights are belongs to the uh, cultural autonomy, you can say, because every minority has a uh, rights to protect their culture under Article 29 of the Indian Constitution. Okay, so Article 25, 26, and 29 um, are give a very uh, important rights for every Indian citizens. But you know the importance of these rights when they are follow the some reasonable restriction which are also be mentioned on our Indian Constitution. Okay, uh, because if we are going to the public immorality, subjected to public immorality, these topics which are very very sensitive for our Indian Constitution. Okay, so this is the point, and the second is the IPC 497, the adultery. Okay, and the Sabnam Hasmi case. The case of the Supreme Court, and a very famous case of the Supreme Court of 1960, Minerva Mills case, Minerva Mills versus the Indian uh, Union. The Bharat Indian Constitution has two pillars. The DPSP and the fundamental rights. You know, for the UCC, it is already clear that Article 25, 26, and 29. Uh, these are the key for these are the pillar for the fundamental rights, and Article 44. This is the pillar for the DPSP, which are already mentioned on our Minerva Mill skills. Okay, so and second point is very useful that our Indian culture, the different type of culture is a very specific culture, you can say, of India, because uh, for Hindu, for Muslim, and for Christian, they has their own individual law of civil law, like Hindu Marriage Act 1956, Hindu Succession Act 1956, Hindu Adaptation Act 1956, like this and so on. And Muslim is Shariat Act 1937, Indian Christian Marriage Act 1989. These are the individual law for individual religious Indian citizen. So you know from ancient, it is clearly mentioned that for constitution, or you can say for the regulation, the religious is the only base of our constitution. Okay, so it is clearly that the UCC, the implementation of UCC at the tenure of 1947 to 50 is impossible, because I already mentioned some more point previously. And say third point is, CRPC section 125, some maintenance amount given by the opposition if every offenders which are who are give their opposition, spouse, means a husband and wife, means the case of the divorce. This section 125, the Sahabano versus Ahmad Khan triple talaq case of our Indian judiciary. And these are the points which are the favor under the UCC. Okay, and the some points which are against to the UCC. My point is that, India, it is clearly mentioned on our preambles that India, we the people of India, solemnly resolve make India as a India as a, secular, the word of the secular. What is the meaning of the word secular? It is clearly that secular means, in a country there is no religion, means the state has no religion. Okay, so if there is a country is a secular country, so what is the meaning of the personal law in this country? Because, the base of the uh, UCC is personal law. I already mentioned previously, the basic of the personal law, the base of the civil code is personal law. So what is the importance of personal law if secular is, if a country is a secular? Okay, but it is not a clear view. A clear view is that india is uh, follow follow the secularism has a positive sense, means the India adopt a personal law as a UCC. Okay, this is the point. And India has a 65 60 652 more scheduled tribals. Okay, 600 to 50 more scheduled tribals. So what about the article 371A, which are given by the tribals of our northeast Nagaland, like this. Some uh, insurgency of the northeast is also be current scenario. Okay, it may be possible that the UCC is also a mm, factor for the insurgency of the northeast, like this. This is the point. And the conclusion, every conclusion, whatever the conclusion you suggest, have a continuum approach, not a dichotomy. Continuum approach means a balanced view is best for the conclusion. So let's start our conclusion. What are the possible conclusion for that? Okay, let's start. First is the discrepancies of the personal law should be removed first. I already mentioned that some impurity complex are present in our personal law. So removation of these impurity complex are should be removed first. Okay, and second is the it is important to consultation of the different type of religion, because um, prohibition of the polygamy, prohibition of the adoption, uh, custody of custody of kids, like that. These are the important topics. And third point may be the interreligion caste or inter-religion marriage or inter-caste marriage promoted by our Indian culture, because these are also be a progressive thought. And the CRPC 125, I already mentioned, na? The section 125 of CRPC is should be changed. Some change should be on there. And the most important thing for the UCC is gender justice. Actually, the UCC the impact of the negative impact of UCC for the women of the Muslim, because if the UCC is implemented on India, as already implemented in Goa, okay, um, the president of the Goa, you can see on internet, the help of internet, the Muslim woman is very suitable if the UCC is implemented in India, okay, because in this time the insurgency or the exploitation is tolerated by a Muslim woman, okay. So the woman justice, or you can say the gender justice, is a very prestigious topic for UCC. If we are success to implementation of UCC at the ground level, so it is the very prestigious example of the gender justice, because the gender justice is a value of the our sustainable development goal. There are 17 goals of the SDG, which is the 11th numbers of the goal, okay. So I think you understand the some point, and if I had some mistake, so please tell me on my comment box. Thank you.